Hello friends, very most welcome to all of you in this our online lecture series. Friends, today we will discuss here the very most important topic, time dilation. In previous lecture we have discussed also very important topic which was length contraction. Today we will discuss here in this series, in this our lecture series we will discuss here time dilation. Time dilation, or we can say that length contraction, both topics are applications of Lorentz transformation equation. So here we will continue in our lecture series and we will see here time dilation. Friends, for complete realization of time dilation, we are considering here two frame of reference S and frame of reference S dash with their origin O and O dash. Here we are assuming here two frame of reference S and S dash with their origin O and O dash. Now we are considering this frame of reference S dash is moving along positive x-axis with velocity, with uniform velocity v. Now we are considering here one clock is at rest in this frame S dash. This clock is at rest. It is my assumptions. Here we have assumed two frame of reference S and S dash. Frame S dash is moving with uniform velocity v, and one clock is at rest in this frame S dash. Now we will consider any event in this frame of reference S dash. Here we are assuming any event is occurred or occurring, any event is occurring at position x dash in this frame of reference S dash. In frame of reference S dash at position x dash, any event is occurred at different time, and we will observe this event, these two events. Here we are considering two events is occurred or occurring, two event is occurring in this frame of reference S dash. So we will observe these two events at different time with the help of this clock. Friends, here my assumption is, let frame S is at rest and frame S dash is moving with velocity, with uniform velocity v along positive x-axis. Along positive x-axis. Now here we want to consider the time difference or time interval of these two events which we have assumed. We have assumed two events is occurring in this frame S dash at different time. Then we will observe the time interval of this event, one times in this frame of reference and from this frame of reference, and next time from this frame of reference which is at rest relative to S dash. Frame of reference, frame S dash is moving relative to frame S. It is my assumption. Frame S is at rest, frame S dash is moving with uniform velocity v with respect to or relative to this frame S. So here we are considering, we are assuming the time interval of two events in frame S dash will be del T dash is equal to T2 dash minus T1 dash. It will be in frame S dash. We are considering it is equation number 1. Friends, the same event, if we will observe the same events which we have assumed in this frame, and the time interval of that events which we have assumed and we have measured in this frame of reference S dash, and equation of that events, or we can say that equation of time interval of that events which we was assumed two events, such as equation number 1. This equation number 1 is time interval measured in this frame of reference S dash. Friends, same events if we measured from this frame of reference, if we will measure same events from this frame of reference S, which is rest relative to this frame of reference, or we can say that in other words, this frame of reference S dash is moving relative to this frame. Observer will observe from this frame of reference. This frame of reference is moving relative to this frame of reference. As we have told you, and we have written also, this frame of reference is moving with uniform velocity v relative to this frame of reference S. So, observer from frame S will observe this clock or this frame of reference is moving. It is in motion. So, here we can write very easily, if we will observe same events from frame of reference S, here we can write, if we will observe same events we will observe the time interval of same events from frame S. Then we will observe also again two time or time difference will be del T is equal to T2 minus T1. Here we are considering it is equation number 2. This equation will be found if we will observe same event from this frame of reference S. Now here we can write with the help of Lorentz transformation equation the value of T1 is equal to T1 dash plus Vx by c square upon under root 1 minus V square by c square. This is inverse Lorentz transformation equation. Here we are using the inverse Lorentz transformation equation. The value of T2 will be T2 is equal to, here also it will be x dash. So T2 is equal to T2 dash plus Vx dash by c square by under root 1 minus V square by c square. If we will place this value in equation number second, then what we will get here? If we will place the value of T1 and T2 in this equation number second, then we will find out del T is equal to T2 minus T1. So T2 dash plus Vx dash by c square upon under root 1 minus V square by c square minus T1 dash plus Vx dash by c square upon under root 1 minus V square by c square. Now we can simplify del T is equal to T2 dash minus T1 dash upon under root 1 minus V square by c square. From equation 1 was del T is equal to T2 dash minus T1 dash. So here we can write here the value of del T is equal to del T dash by under root 1 minus V square by c square. It is my result. Friends, as you know, this term under root 1 minus V square by c square always will be greater than 1. Or in other words, we can say that del T dash is less than del T. Why it is less than del T dash is less than del T? Because this term is in denominator. If the value of this term will be something, then this term divided by that term, if any term will be presented here, then this del T dash will be divided by that term which was presented here. So it will be always less than del T. Here we want to say that del T is greater than del T dash. From this equation we can say that, or it is obvious that, very simply, del T is greater than del T dash. That is, del T is greater than del T dash. What was del T? Friends, del T is time interval which was measured the two events which was measured two events from this frame of reference. In this frame of reference, if clock is rest in this frame of reference, if clock was rest in the frame of reference S dash, if clock was rest is in the frame of reference S dash, and we are considering here two events from this frame of reference S, here you can realize very easily, if we will observe two events, time interval of two events from this frame of reference, and events are occurring in this moving frame of reference S dash, and we are observing the time interval from this frame of reference, because this frame of reference S dash is moving with uniform velocity v, so we can say that the clock is also moving. and here we have found del t is greater than del t dash. Consequently, or simply, we can say that from this result, if we are considering time interval of two events from this frame of reference S, which is rest, relative to this frame of reference, this moving frame of reference, then we have found the time interval from this frame of reference. The time interval is greater, or we can say that, in other words, in very simple language, the moving clock appears, the time is greater. The moving clock measures the greater time interval, or we can say that moving clock measures the time something slow, or moving clock tells us time something slow from real time. Here very simply we have seen clock was rest in this frame of reference, and we are assuming two events from this frame of reference. Then we have found the time interval is greater. We have found time interval is greater. From this frame of reference, the time interval we have found del t, and here we have written del t is greater than del t dash. Friends, in very simple language, consequently, we can say that moving clock measures something slow time, or appears as slow in moving frame of reference. Clock will tells us that moving clock tells us something slow time. Here we have proved it experimentally. Friends, in other words also we can say that if clock is moving relative to the observer means we can say that if observer is at rest and clock is moving, then observer will find out the moving clock tells us something small time, or time interval will be greater from rest frame of reference if we will observe from moving frame of reference, the time interval from moving frame of reference. Friends, here we have explained completely all about time dilation. If, in other words, we will consider this clock is at rest in this frame of reference, and this frame of reference is moving with uniform velocity v, and this frame of reference is at rest, then also the same condition will appear here. Conversely, same results we will obtain here. Moving clock appears something slow relative to the, or compared to the rest frame of reference. Friends, here this frame of reference is moving, so clock is also moving. If this frame of reference is moving, clock is also moving. clock is at rest relative to this frame of reference. O dash, we can see clock is at rest relative to this frame of reference O dash with their origin O dash, but this clock is moving with frame of reference S or with their origin O. This frame of reference or this clock is moving, and at this condition, if this frame of reference or this clock is moving relative to this frame of reference, then we have found this clock will observe less or slow time. It appears as slow. The measurement of clock is something slow in this frame of reference, if we have measured from this frame of reference, because this frame of reference was moving. So we can say that the moving clock tells us something small time or slow time, slow. Now also conversely, if we will observe, we will consider this clock is placed in this frame of reference as this frame of reference is rest and this frame of reference is moving, or we can say that in other words, if clock is present in this frame of reference and this frame of reference it is not moving, very simply you can realize, if we will consider this clock is present in this frame of reference, in frame of reference S, and this frame of reference S dash is moving with uniform velocity along positive x axis, along positive x direction, as we have considered in previous condition or as we have assumed in previous section. Then also we have found this condition or same result. The moving clock appears as slow. Friends, this is very most important result of this topic, time dilation. This effect, what effect? Effect is the moving clock appears something slow. This effect is known as time dilation. Friends, time dilation means, I hope all of you have cleared completely. If you have any problem or any doubt about of this concept, then you can very easily you can tell or you can ask to me by the channel, by the comment, and I will completely clear your doubts. This topic, the result of this topic is the moving clock appears something slow time, measures something slow. The time interval in moving body appears something slow. The measurement of time in moving body or in moving frame of reference appears something slow. It is the result of time dilation. And very most important line of this topic is, friends, the time interval which is measured by me in this frame of reference S dash, in which the clock is at rest. This time interval is known as proper time interval. This time interval is known as proper time interval, because as we have told you, this clock is, we can say that this clock, or we can realize very easily also, this clock is rest in this frame of reference relative to their origin O dash. this clock or this frame of reference is moving only relative to the frame S. This clock is rest in this frame of reference. This clock is at rest in this frame of reference. Or in other words, we can say that if we will see the time, the value of time or the value of time interval in this frame of reference, then we will see the time interval, the value of time interval, the value of measurement which we have measured in this frame of reference S dash. We will see it is fast by the factor under root 1 minus v square by c square. This result or this concept is converse of previous concept. So today we will stop here and we will come with the next important topic in upcoming lectures. So thank you very much.